Welcome back. I'm your host, Susanna May Levan O'Hagan, and today we are going to be talking about Lilo and Stitch, the movie. Lilo and Stitch is a 2002 American animated science fiction comedy drama film, production by Walt Disney. The plot: on planet Toro, the United Galaxy Federation convicts Dr. Jubaya of illegal genetic experimentation. He has created Experiment 626, an aggressive and near indestructible creature with advanced learning capability. Experiment 626 is escorted by Captain Gantu for exile, but 626 escapes and hijacks his space cruiser that crashes lands on Hawaii on the planet Earth. Shortly after landing on Earth, 626 is run over by three passing trucks and taken to an animal shelter. The Federation Grand Councilwoman offers Jumba an early release if he retrieves 626 with the assistance of the Council's Earth expert, Agent Pleakley. On KAUAI, orphan teenager Nani Pelekaai struggles to take care of her lonely, rambunctious younger sister, Lilo. Following their parents' death in a car crash, social worker Cobra Bubbles doubts Nani can be an accurate guardian for Lilo and threatens to take place Lilo in foster care if the situation fails to improve within 3 days. After overhearing Lilo wishing for a friend, Nani brings her to an animal shelter to adopt a dog. Lilo adopts 626, who is impersonating a dog, and names him Stitch. Jumbo and Pleakley disguise themselves as tourists while trying to capture Stitch. When Stitch attacks Pleakley at the luau where Nani works, Nani is blamed for the incident and fired. Bubbles orders Nani to find a new job and tells Lilo to teach Stitch to be a model citizen. Despite Lilo's attempts to domesticate Stitch, his antics repeatedly ruin Nani's efforts to find a new job. While Nani, Lilo, and Stitch go surfing with Nani's friend and former co-worker Dave, Jumba and Pleakley again attempt to capture Stitch, who unintentionally drags Lilo underwater. Dave rescues Lilo and Stitch, but Bubbles, having observed the mishap, tells Nani he will retrieve Lilo the following morning. Feeling guilty for causing so much trouble, Stitch runs away. Having failed to capture Stitch, the Grand Council fires Jumbo and Pleakley and tasks Gantu with capturing Stitch. Now freed, Jumbo begins hunting Stitch using less coercive methods. When David informs Nani of another job opportunity, Nani leaves Lilo at home alone. Jumbo and Pleakley chase Stitch back to the, Pleak's house, and ensuring fights cause an explosion that destroys the house. Nani gets the job, but frantically returns home after seeing a fire engine driving towards her house. Bubbles arrives to retrieve Lilo. When Bubbles and Nani argue about Lilo's well-being, Lilo runs away into the woods and encounters Stitch, who reveals his alien identity just moments before Gantu captures them both. Stitch manages to escape just as Gantu's ship takes off. Nani confronts Stitch, but Jumbo and Pleakley immediately capture him. Nani asks them to save Lilo, but they insist they only have legal authority to capture Stitch. As Nani breaks down, Stitch remembers Ohana, a term for family, he learns from Lilo, and convinces Jumbo to help rescue her. Jumbo, Pleakley, Stitch, and Nani board Jumbo's ship, pursue Gantu, and rescue Lilo. The Grand Council arrives to retrieve Stitch herself and fires Gantu for endangering Lilo and failing to capture Stitch. After observing Stitch's civilized behavior and being informed that Lilo legally owns Stitch because she bought him at the animal shelter, the Grand Councilwoman decrees that Stitch will live out his exile on Earth and that I want to say the P family, is under the protection of the United Galactic Federation. Bubbles reveals that he is a former CIA agent who had previously met the Grand Councilwoman in Roswell, New Mexico in 1978. Jumbo and Pleakley, having joined Lilo and Nani's family, rebuilt their home with David Bubbles' help. Lilo and Stitch 2 has a malfunction. Lilo and Stitch, Stitch the movie, Lilo and Stitch the series, Stitch the animation, glitch, not malfunction. Wicked late response, but this is how I order it. Lilo and Stitch 2 has a glitch. The Origin of Stitch, Stitch the movie, Lilo and Stitch the series, Larry and Stitch, Leroy, and so I can't pronounce this. Stitch and AI, Stitch anime. Last two are non-English series, and there is some debate over if they are canon or not. Most fans regard them as their own separate canon, not attached to the first 6 installments. Personally, I think all 8 are canon, and there is order that I believe to be true. The problem of ordering G between Lilo and Stitch the movie is that Stitch the movie seems like Stitch, Jumbo, and Pleakley have only been on the planet for a few months and are still getting acquainted with Sarth, while Lilo and Stitch 2, they are familiar with the planet. Lilo and Stitch, Rotten Tomatoes. A tale of young girls' close encounter with the galaxy's most wanted external. Lilo is a lonely Hawaiian girl who adopts a small, ugly dog who she names Stitch. Stitch would be the perfect pet if it weren't in reality a genetic experiment who has escaped from an alien planet and crash landed on Earth. Through her love, faith, and wavering belief in Ohana, the Hawaiian concept of family, Lilo helps unlock Stitch's heart and gives him the ability to care for someone else. We got 86 on Tomato Meter and 78 on Popcorn Meter. We'll read some of the reviews, not all of them. I love Lilo and Stitch. I have a Stitch stuffed animal. A Stitch stuffed animal. I have some like Stitch keychains, a Stitch purse. I have Angel. I have a few Angel things as well. Okay, so I love the movie. I think it's cute. It's very like family oriented, very like sweet, very like fun. And Stitch being like a dog type of pretend to be a dog is so fun. Okay, so here's some reviews from like I want to believe the critics. But first, it's PG-13, 1 hour and 25 minutes, kids and family comedy animation. I had never seen this before and really enjoyed this. Stitch is out of his mind, but I like that there were layers to his character and real growth shown. I really love this movie. Between the great titular characters, the dark, silly, unhinged humor, and the amazing animation, this is a Disney classic. Definitely a Disney classic. Neither my Hawaiian born husband nor I were fans of this film. We both weren't charmed by the animation templates for the people. I sense a whiff of something in the air. I was really impressed with the idea of linking the children with the ill-tempered alien to deliver the message of nature versus nurture regarding psychological behavior that could lead to stigma and getting something. Okay, it's Disney film that finds an acceptable tone with its traditional animation style, but unfortunately often tends on family that takes away from the charm of the tropical fable about sisterhood, family, and aliens. Okay, let's read what the people have to say. Really stunning, hilarious, adorable, heartwarming animation. I believe that this film deserves a great rating. It is one of the best Disney titles to have been released. There are many different iconic characters and scenes. This film is very engaging while also being great. Perfect movie, has heart. Lilo and Stitch. Okay, I can't even read that because it's not English. I can't. My Spanish is not that great. I think it's Spanish. I found this movie very beautiful and special. I really liked it because it's not just a story about a girl and a strange animal, but it talks about family and love. This movie leaves you with a very beautiful and important reflection. Okay, and I think that is it. Wait, where did I leave off? There we go. I hope you all have a great and wonderful day. We will talk about Lilo and Stitch. No, that's not the right one. Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch has a glitch. Next. I hope you all have a great and wonderful day. Bye for now. All of Fairytopia's Garden Herb is a 2005 animated fantasy film directed by Walter P. and William, written by Alan. The plot. Barbie plays the role of Elina, a flower fairy who lives in Fairytopia with her puffball, Bibble. Oh, Bibble is so cute. I always loved Bibble. Unlike other fairies, E does not have wings, for which she gets frequently ridiculed. One of Fairytopia's 7 guardians, Topaz, is kidnapped by Lavina, the evil twin sister of Fairytopia's benevolent ruler, the Enchantress. Elle reveals that she captured her sister with poison and plans to capture all of Fairytopia's guardians. Meanwhile, Laverna's minions spread her mist-like formula all over Fairytopia, weakening all winged creatures. E and Bibble awaken to see her flower home, Peony, and other fairies in the meadow sick from Elle's formula. E, Bibble, and their friend D seek help from the closest guardian, Azura, on entering a forest. Dandelion inhales some of Laverna's formula and is forced to return home when she is unable to fly. After being turned away when they asked to see Azura, I want to say her name is Alina. Oh, I'm so bad with names. And Bibble seek to Azura's house, where she is discovered by Azura. Seeing a rainbow in E's eyes, Azura invites them inside. She explains that the rainbow in E's eyes means that she is destined to do great things. Azura tells E that all of Fairytopia is in trouble because of Laverna's, and in the morning she will travel to speak to Dryad named Dahlia, a former flower of Laverna. Before she leaves, she asks E to take care of her magic necklace as Azura is about to depart in the morning. She is kidnapped by a fungus, one of Laverna's henchmen. E awakens and is accused of being responsible for A's disappearance, but gets rescued by Hugh, a giant butterfly. In Laverna's lair, the fungi arrive with Azura, but Laverna is angered when she finds her necklace is missing. The fungi tell Laverna that a wingless fairy had it. Realizing that a wingless fairy would be unaffected by her formula, Laverna orders the fungi to find E. Hugh and E are pursued by Laverna's firebird. They evade them with the help of merman Prince Noel, who gives them seaweed that allows them to breathe underwater. When the group finally reaches Delilah's her name, home, she is reluctant to help because the other guardians mistrusted her. When E convinces her to do the right thing, Delilah tells E that Laverna has found a way to suck the power from the fairy garden's necklaces and transfer them to herself, stating that the union power would be its weakness. The group arrives at Laverna's lair planning to find that the union point, but E insists on going by herself, for she has Azura's necklace. While her friends cause a distraction, E makes it inside. She finds the guardians and her friends captured by the fungi. Laverna agrees to let them go if E returns Z's necklace, which she refuses. Laverna promises that she can give E wings in exchange for returning Azura's necklace. Hypnotized, E walks towards Azura with the necklace. The union point, a crystal embroidered in Laverna's throne, absorb the power from the guardian necklaces. As he is about to return the necklace, Azura's words reach her, and she snaps out of the trance. Rejecting Laverna's offer, E hurls the necklace at the Union Point, shattering it. The guardian's power overwhelms Laverna, and she vanishes. Back in the magic meadow, the fairies and the flowers are cured. E and her friends are visited by the recovered enchantress. She thanks E and her friends for saving everyone and rewards her with magic necklace. The necklace magically bestows E with a pair of wings. Overjoyed, E and her friends go flying together. Barbie Fairytopia. Barbie Fairytopia is the fifth Barbie movie. It premiered on Nickelodeon on March 6, 2005. It was later released on video on March 8, 2005. The movie follows the story of Alina. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, E. A wingless fairy who goes on a journey to save the enchanted land of Fairytopia. Starting Barbie as E, just through the rainbow in the world of Fairytopia lives E, a beautiful flower fairy who longs to have wings. Her home is a large flower in the magical meadow where she lives with Bibble, a quirky but lovable puffball. One day E awakes to find that her flower home is sick and her fairy friends can't fly. She summons the courage to help and embark on a fantastic journey to find Azura, guardian fairy she thinks can solve the problem. She meets new people who test her courage and teach her the value of friendship. Union Point. E insists on going by herself, for she has Azura's necklace. While her friends cause a distraction, E makes it inside. She finds the guardians and her friends captured by the fungi.
Palakai. 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 Palakai.
Pelikai. Pelikai.